I really believe that starting your oil painting by blocking out big shapes of flat color is the easiest way for beginners to start learning. All right, welcome to Paint Coach. If you're new to the channel, my name is Chris Fornatero, and I help thousands of students every single month get better oil painting, whether it's through my online courses on Teachable, where I've had over 16,000 students go through those, or my tutorials on Patreon, where I release a new tutorial every single week. Currently have around 1,400 people on my Patreon, and teaching that many people, I feel like I've gotten like a good sense of what works for beginners and what doesn't. And I've been painting for 20 years, and I've tried every single different way there is to start an oil painting. And I've come to realize that like this way of starting with flat shapes, no, it's not the only way by any means. And, definitely do what is most comfortable to you. But I've just found time after time, like with myself or my students, it's just such an easy way to start a painting, especially if you are a beginner, because it's going to help you organize your painting. You're not going to get overwhelmed, whether that's with details or colors or values. You're taking things just one step at a time. And I always say, try and work easy to hard. And it's a lot easier to block out these, flat, simple shapes than it is to just go in there and just start doing detail. Now, talking about it's one thing, but I actually want to show it to you in real time. So we're gonna hop on the easel and I'm gonna show you this in a demonstration. Gonna get a big brush, because I just wanna fill this in. It's a black background. What is this, number 8? Use whatever brush you feel comfortable with. We're just gonna get some ivory black and we're just gonna fill this in. Nothing too crazy going on here. Just filling in space quickly. I am choosing to do this first because it's the darkest dark of the painting, which means it will help me gauge values, because I'll be like, okay, whatever color value I put in, next I can compare to this black and think, okay, is it dark? How much lighter is it from this black is it? So we got that. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through every element of the painting and break it down into light and shadow. And I'm even going to like squint my eyes and I see all of this down there into that shadow. I can always come back and push in color to these shadow areas. That's just what I want to do right now. Boom. Feeling good about that. Now, I can go down to a slightly smaller brush. Can I get a... I guess I'll just stick with this in number 2. Let's block out this space in the light and shadow. So it's like this turquoise color. So let me actually just mix up turquoise, blue, and yellow. Normally I'd add white, but it's in shadow, so I'm actually just going to push a little, actually going to push a little bit of red. Red is green's complement. It's also going to darken it. Maybe a little bit of crimson, because crimson's a little cooler. And when you squint your eyes and you look at this area, it really is pretty close to the background. Just push a little yellow in there, maybe a little blue. Push a little more blue, maybe a little bit of white, very, very little bit of white. Very, very, very little bit of white. This is the shadow. The shadow comes up this handle, kind of like that. Being very broad in general with the shadow, and also even push it right into that dark I had before. And then shadow down there at the bottom and on the right side of this handle. Think of that. If you have to come back like I do with this black and get in tight little corners like that, go for it. You see how close in value this is to the background. Now, let's do the exact same thing, but with the light side. Let's do a fresh pool of paint. Get that turquoise, blue, white, red. I mean yellow, blue, yellow, and then white. And this is kind of on the bluer side. Let's push a little more blue here. I'm not going to make this extremely, extremely bright because I want to be able to put that highlight in and have it read. Push this a little more blue. I think I'm getting close here. Maybe a touch, just a touch, the crimson. That seems good. Again, just flat color right now. Just filling it in. Not worrying about edges, transitions, or any of that. Just want to get in something for the light side. If your brush goes into your black, clean it. Don't let that black contaminate your color. But there we go. We got a light side. We got a shadowed side. There we go. Light side, shadowed side. Starting right there. Yes, there's more we're going to do. You don't need to complicate things. They don't need to be the moment. Just take it one step at a time. Now let's just move to that apple. Let's create a shadow color. Start with maybe some crimson. Maybe a little bit of yellow. Actually not bad. Pulling a little bit of that green that we already have there. Greens, reds complement. Let's just block this out. The shadow. Yeah, let's come back with the background here a little bit and make the edge how I want it. I'm going to jump in here for a second. Now, you might be saying to yourself, like, hey, Chris, like what you're saying, everything's making sense, but I struggle mixing color. Like, I'm seeing you mix these colors and you're pulling red and showing blue, burnt sienna, this and that. And I don't know how to do that. Don't worry, I got your back. That's why I've made my color coaching guide. It's completely free. It's a series of videos where I teach color mixing, kind of show you my palette, what colors I like to use. I talk about things like shortcut colors. It's just a great way to build a foundational base understanding of mixing color. If you want to check that out, again, completely free. A link to that is in the description of this video. Now for the light side, there's two colors happening. There's the orange and then there's the yellow. So let's just do that. Let's actually just take the cadmium red, nice warm red, some yellow. It's going to get us orange. It's going to be way too vibrant, even though that looks pretty vibrant. We're going to put just a touch of orange's complement, which is blue. I'm going to put a little too much blue, so it's coming back a little more yellow, a little more red to, yeah, a little more red. A little more yellow. Still need some more red. There we go. That looks about right. So it's like here. And then like up into there is yellow. Still light though, still blocking out just light and dark, but just shifting the color. Shift the colors, push a little more yellow into this. Still pulling a little bit of that orange. Up into there like that. And as always, if you need to come back with the surrounding color, go for it. Comes up a little right there. All right, down to this lemon wedge. Just gonna clean that up. Taking a look at this, definitely gonna start with yellow. Or actually here, let's come down here. Let me push a little bit of that. Is it, trying to see. A little more yellow into that orange. I'm going to push a little bit of burnt sienna into the yellow. A little more burnt sienna, just a very little bit. Now, I'm going to push some white to the other side. Still white and yellow. Now, getting a tinier brush. The rind of this, if I get white and some ivory black, it's going to make a shadow color. A little more white. Mention a little more white as we go here. And then just getting straight white with just a touch of yellow in it, just a very little bit of yellow. The rind on that side. And the bottom, it's almost kind of similar to the color we had for the apple up here. Maybe a little burnt sienna into this for the bottom. Just kind of squinting my eyes and seeing things like, I'm gonna push a little yellow into this. A little more white. Keep on having to add more and more white. I think that should be good for now. Might as well take kind of this yellowish orange light color that we have for the inside of the lemon and push a little bit of that little burnt sienna in it, give it a little more color. The inside here. And now this lemon's in shadow. White, I mean not white, yellow and burnt sienna. Pulling a little bit of that orange in previously. One more burnt sienna. Some more yellow. And push a little more yellow into this. Make it less orange and more yellow. Maybe get a touch of blue. Just a little bit of blue, because I still need to make it a little bit of burnt sienna. I just still need to make it a little bit darker towards the bottom there. Just kind of in general. And then we get some white, just a touch of yellow again. Get this bright inside. That's working. Now the ground. Just gonna get some black. Kind of losing my white there. Put in some more fresh white. Creating a desaturated purple. Just using the ivory black, white, and then some crimson. Get a little bit brighter. Hope this process of doing flat colors makes painting less intimidating. I feel like it can really just simplify the process. You know what? Since we're like working on such a small canvas, I'm not gonna worry about doing that going there. I'm just gonna bring this all the way down. Just seems like I'm trying to force too much into the small painting. I think we'll be fine just like this. And get some black, a little bit of red, kind of define the bottom of this. I'm just gonna have it come straight across. I know it's like cloth. I'm not gonna worry about painting like the ripples of the cloth, so this shadow would just come out like that. And just kind of clean it up where this apple is. But at this point, you can see we have a color assigned to every shape, whether that shape is a shadow or whether that shape is a light. It's the first step. You get that down, you're one step closer. So you don't try to figure out the painting all in one step. Take it step by step. Now, if you want to see the next steps of this painting, you can find the whole tutorial on my Patreon page where I have literally hundreds of tutorials. I got a ton of great beginner tutorials. I even have the beginner builder path, which is a series of tutorials that I hand-picked for beginners to go through. And if you're unsure, you can do a 7-day free trial. Take a look inside, see the Facebook community, see the tutorials. I think you're really gonna like it. But that's it for this video. If you liked it, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you want to see what I'm painting on a daily basis, you can follow me on Instagram at Forza43. I'm Chris Fornatero here telling you to go get painting.